Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bucko's Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Z-Bands. Shout out to everybody in the Bucs community. Keep supporting the team as this journey continues this offseason. I know it's frustrating for a lot of you out there, but it is what it is. That's the reality of what we have to deal with as fans. Track Star 954, what's up? Where you been at? Huh? They see that's another one. Coming in the back door with your finger up, think I don't see you. I see you. Track Star 954. I see you back there, man. Don't let me have to call you to the front. Y'all think y'all can just walk in the back door and oh, I'm here. You ain't been here. Where you been at? Perry Mathis, man. I ain't seen you in a minute either. Buck Skull Gang in the house. Hey, it's your boy 407. Bomb for Christ. What's up, man? I don't know, Dad. I know, right, Dad? Or I guess IKR, Dad. I know, right, Dad? I've never seen you here before, unless you under another name. I've never seen that name before. Chili Will. My name is Chili Willie. I'm frozen. every time I see that name, my name is Chili Willie. My head is hot and my feet are cold. Hot heat the chew. Every time I see that name, man, it brings me back to the Woody Woodpecker show, man. I gotta watch that again. I'm gonna have my daughter watch some Woody Woodpecker and some Chili Will. See, Chili Will came on like that was like the show within the show, you know. Oh, okay. You've been working a lot. I got you, man. I understand. You got kids. You've been working a lot. I understand. If you just popping in here out the blue, that I need you back in here. But if you got stuff going on, that's life. Life comes before coming in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Sheldon L. What's up, man? What you want me to say? What you want me to say, Sheldon? I mean, I know where you're coming from. The emoji con, right? You can change the color though. Is that yeah? Okay, I got the color. You got the right color. Got you. CJ Warrior, man, my dog, man. Hey, Ryan, what's up, man? Of course, but of course, just so y'all, just to let some of you know, if you didn't forget, just in case you forgot when it come to college, don't forget. You on time today? You got time? You want to talk about some crypto? I know, right, Dad? You got time because you on time today. You ain't you thought you was gonna slip. You thought you was gonna walk on the door in the back and sit in the back row over there. Every time I see a name like that I ain't seen in a while, you think you just gonna walk into the locker room and sit way in the back like I'm not gonna see you. Did you know I can see you? Did you know I can see you? Oh yeah, Heat Clip. Yeah, I'm gonna have my daughter watch them shows, man. She's watched. I had her watch the old Transformer, 1984 Transformer movie with Rodimus Prime when Optimus passed away, and he gave him the All Spark, and he gave it to he gave it to the other Prime, and then Rodimus Prime, Unicron, all that stuff like that. So I had her watch that. We watched the old Transformers together. So I'm also have her watch the old G.I. Joe movie. That movie was 84 as well, I think. Was it 85? The G.I. Joe with Sergeant Slaughter, Serpentor. You know what I'm saying? When Duke got hit with the serpent in the chest, whatever. Yo, Joe. So I'm gonna have to watch these old cartoons is really good, man. Young Deezy, what's up, man? Let me see who else in there. Relax and Chill TV. I know, man. That's this business, man. That's how businesses work. You can work for a company for 20 years and they'll let you go. They will let you go. That's how business work, folks. Please understand how business work, folks. You can work for a company 5, 10, 15 years. When they ain't got no use for you or if the money, they get rid of you. That's how it works, man. I know. John Lynch, he left. Warren Sapp. You know what I'm saying? There's been multiple guys. Jerry McCoy. There's been multiple guys in the Bucs history that played for the Bucs, and Doug Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, man. Work done. They leave. It happens. Rondé Barber stayed though, right? That was pretty good. Derrick Brooks. So it happens. Mike Allstott, legends. Roy, what's up, man? Cobra. I like that song, Cobra. I used to wake up in the morning, getting ready to go to school. That's all I used to remember those shows going in the morning. In the morning, man. Y'all remember VR Troopers? VR Troopers. Man, VR Troopers was the fake generic version of Power Rangers. They tried to copy. It was okay, but you can't replace Power Rangers. Who that for life? What's up, man? At least we have 45. What does that mean? What you mean? At least we got 45. $45 million is spent. First down. Come on in here. I'm giving everybody a shout out, man. VR. Yeah, exactly. VR Troopers. Cobra. I got that. I'm going when I get her for spring break. That's what we're gonna spend. We're gonna spend every day watching a couple of those shows. I got a chance to catch Baki. I'm on episode I think 13. Baki is extra. Battletoads. I'm in Battletoads. But yeah, I got a chance to catch Baki. I'm on episode 13. That's I finished Hunter x Hunter. Interesting ending to that anime. They need to kind of continue that because Gon got with his, he's with his dad now. They on a journey. They need to kind of bring that back and get that pick up off that ending right there. I want to see the dad fight. His Nin and his Rin. I want to see how he uses his powers. His Nin, his Rin, and there's some other, Rin, the branch offs of Rin and Nin. But I definitely want to see Hunter x Hunter continue. What's the deal? I like that. I still got to go back and watch a little pocket, but it's crazy. That was a good anime. So now I'm on Yu Yu Hakusho and I'm on Baki now. So finishing up those two. So they bringing them back. Oh, when? Because I haven't been tracking Hunter x Hunter like that. So I just got introduced to the whole storyline. So I like Hunter x Hunter. That's dope. Now it's not on the same level as Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, or as people think, One Piece, One Punch Man. It's not at that level, but it's very, very underrated. I would throw Hunter x Hunter in there with those hidden gems, with the Ninja Scroll and the Vampire D, the Fist of the North Star. I would put Hunter x Hunter as one of those like classic, like underrated, underappreciated anime series or shows. So yeah, Baki is off the chain, man. They never fight with their clothes on. Toxic fan, what's up? Toxic fan, Toxic Falcons. When they bring back Hunter x Hunter, let me know. They always fight with their clothes off. They always taking their clothes off. Always gotta take the shirt off. Every time they fight in Baki, they gotta have their shirt off. Good God, put some clothes on and fight. They don't never want to fight with clothes on. In Baki, you like 17 years old. Like that's weird. I seen like they showed one episode. They showed his dad. His dad is a beast. But this kid like 17 years old and beating up grown men like it ain't nothing. But yeah. So in today's episode, as y'all know, yeah, this is it's gonna be tough for a lot of you kind of to kind of listen to, but I gotta give you the good and the reality of the situation. Got to give you the reality of the situation, and it's not, it's not what we want to hear, but this was kind of bound to happen, if that makes sense. There was nothing we can do about this. I mean, the way the Bucs are set up, um, you know, Karapaku. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. Karapaku. Yeah, his Ren, his Nin, he's a special. He can do all five. I can't name the rest of the other three. I forgot because I'm not into it like that. But the Ren and the Nin, he knows. And them chains, he's a conjurer. His natural state is, I think he's a conjurer, right? You got conjurer, you got enhancer, you got a specialist, and then the other one. It's like 5, 6 of them, whatever. It's crazy how it's the whole thing set up. Like, and Ren and Nin is the two that stands out to me. Os. Oh, his friend, I forgot his name. I'm having a brain fart, but his family of assassins is off the chain. The grandpa and what's the character? Gone's friend. That's his best friend name. I forgot his name. His dad and his granddad. How are they related? Like what? They don't even look the same. That family is all crazy looking, but that grandpa boy, hand behind the back. Oh man, I gotta watch the episode again. That grandpa, no joke. And his son, old buddy's dad, or Gone's best friend's dad. Oh my goodness. He taking hair and wrapping his arm and squeezing the blood out. I'm like, what? This dude's strong as heck. I want to see them dudes fight. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Gone's dad fight. Is he a conjurer? Is he a specialist? Is he an enhancer? So yeah, I like Kurapika. He nasty. Kurapika, he nasty. But he gave himself a contract which allowed his abilities to get increased. Gone did that too. Gone aged like 15 years. But once you make a contract and you get your abilities excel, your Ren and your Nin. But I want to learn that myself. I want to teach myself Ren and Nin, right? That's pretty cool. I like Hunter x Hunter, man. Shout out to them people that made that. So let's get down to business. Lavonte David. Now I haven't seen the Hunter x Hunter movies yet. Okay, I'm gonna check those out too. So yeah, I appreciate you, Toxic Falcons. I'm gonna check out the Hunter x Hunter movies just because Naruto had the movies as well. Naruto got the actual series, Naruto Shippuden, stuff like that. But they also have the actual movies in between, all that stuff like that. Even Dragon Ball Z got it, the Tree of Might, stuff like that. So Hunter x Hunter has the same thing. So that's good. So I want to check out the movies because those movies fall in that timeline in between the actual show. So, but I'm gonna watch those movies too. But I gotta finish I gotta finish Yu Yu Hakusho and Baki. I gotta finish those two. I gotta get on Berserk too. Mm-hmm. I finished Castlevania already. I like Castlevania. Yeah, Baki has another series too after that too. So it's like a part, like a second season, whatever it was. But so Lavonte David, 33 years old. $11 years in the league. What? Seriously? I remember Sailor Moon. I will say this though. Hunter x Hunter is way better than Sailor Moon. So Lavonte David, 11 years in the league, all with the Bucs. He was drafted in 2012, second round. 58 overall pick. I believe the same draft as Luke Kuechly. Same draft as Luke Kuechly, right? So 33 years old, folks. 33 years old. And the direction that the Bucs are going, unfortunately, he's not a part of the future. And remember, I want you to understand this. There's multiple teams this offseason are going to have to let players go. I mean, veterans that can still play, but their contracts or the cap situation just don't match up to where the team is going. And the Bucs are one of the teams that are going through this situation. I mean, Zadarius Smith. The Vikings talking about getting rid of, maybe Zadarius Smith and maybe trading Dalvin Cook. The Rams with Jalen Ramsey, and Matthew Stafford was making calls about him. So there's Jordan Poyer, Tremont Edmonds, and there's a lot of veterans out there that's going to be on the market because of the cap. You have to get under the cap, period. By March 15th, they don't want to hear no excuses. You have to be cap compliant. I mean, you got people shot. It's everywhere. Teams are, even the Eagles. The Eagles can't bring back everybody. They gotta let those guys test the free agent market. And a lot of these guys that are going to be on the market this offseason will not be back with their teams that they played for last year. Trust me. There's a lot of guys that will not be back with the teams they played with this past season. Eagles situation. Mm-hmm. The only teams that can survive this stuff is teams that are building through the draft. They don't have crazy contracts. But once you give a crazy contract to a quarterback or to a player, it's going to affect your team. And in the Bucs case, at least $35 million tied into Tom Brady. I mean, the Bucs will be in a lot better situation next year. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. It's 2023, not 2024. So Lavonte David situation, you shouldn't be surprised. you should be surprised. There's some teams out there that's not concerned about their situation. Yet Seattle's one of them, and I want to touch on that in during this conversation about Seattle's culture. What's up, Grislow? One of the things the Bucs have to do is with Tom Brady coming here, creating a winning culture, help creating a winning culture, being a part of that while he was here. And for the Bucs to continue that type of that attitude, the Bucs, part of that has to do with getting younger. Now, Pete Carroll and Todd Bowles are two different personalities, and that's a concern to me. Todd Bowles is strict, very bland, dry. He probably has a good side to him, a fun side to him, but you're not gonna really see that. That's his demeanor, right? He's very grounded. He's very direct, conservative, stern, right? Quiet. And as the NFL progresses, you see what teams are doing at the head coach situation. The OC, head coach. You got to get in tune with the players. Right? And for the first time in a long time, the first time in a couple of years, the Bucs are actually, whether you guys want to realize or not, the Bucs are actually doing the right things right now. So far that they are doing the right things. Letting go of the dead weight, getting rid of shedding contracts that's not part of the future. The NFL is a young man game. Who would have thought that Bobby Wagner would be playing for the Rams, a division rival? Nobody would have thought that. Bobby Wagner's still productive, but the problem is the money, the age, and where the Seahawks were heading at. And the reason why I'm bringing the Seahawks situation up is the Bobby Wagner, Lavonte David situation. Eerie similar. Both guys are still productive. Bobby Wagner left, 3 years, $54 million. You know the rest. Productive with the Rams. And then the Rams let him go. To cost too much money. I can see that happening with Lavonte David. I can see Lavonte David possibly getting a contract similar to Bobby Wagner's. Maybe not the exact same number. Remember, Bobby Wagner, it was a 3-year, $54 million deal. I'm gonna pull up his contract real quick. So I want y'all to I'm gonna give you an idea of, you know, how Bobby Wagner's contract. And he was drafted in the second round as well in 2012. So Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, Lavonte David were all drafted in 2012. And Bobby Wagner, it was a 5-year, $50 million deal. My bad, folks. I thought it was 3 years, $54 million, but it was a 5-year, $50 million deal. He signed back in March of last year, which shocked a lot of people. Nobody saw that coming, but he only played one season with the Rams. One season with the Rams. One season. He made $7 million. That was a salary cap right there. That was a salary cap hit. I'm going to go into details of that contract. And I'm going to tie that into Lavonte David's contract. I just find it funny. Very similar players, very productive, high-level players. Now, Bobby Wagner did get more recognition than Lavonte David. So Bobby Wagner last year signed a 5-year, $50 million deal, not 3-year, 54, 5-year, $50 million deal, $65 million with incentives. And I'm gonna tie this into the Lavonte David situation. That was pretty big deal for a aging linebacker. Let's be real. He's 31 years old. He's actually, he's 2 years younger than Lavonte. 2 years younger. And they both, like I said, they both still productive. Right? But Bobby Wagner only saw 1 year of that contract. I see Lavonte David getting the same situation, whether it's with the Bucs or the Dolphins or whoever, Chiefs, it doesn't matter. I can see the same type of contract with Lavonte David. Maybe not 5 years, but I would say more of a 2-year, 3-year situation. First year guarantee, and then the next two kind of like incentive based. And the roster, the roster bonus if he's on the roster next year by March 15th and stuff like that. Chop Beats 215. T, what's up? I can see that 2-year, 3-year contract, but most likely it'll be a 1-year situation, and that second year will be an option, and then they'll add a void year or two. But I just don't see Lavonte David getting a huge bag, but I think he's going to get a fairly decent bag, whether the Bucs can do it or not. Now, the reports say, and I read the reports, what people say, but it's highly unlikely, or it's unlikely. It's going to be a hard situation, very challenging, as some people use the word, to bring him back. Now, unless he's going to take a serious pay cut at the end of his career, and with him being still being productive, and taking a $5 million, taking a 2-year, $10 million deal, $7 million guaranteed, I don't see him doing that. His market value is almost $10 million, just his market value. So please understand, folks, as much as we don't want to see this happen, there is a possibility that it can happen. Now, the probability, I would say 50-50, because y'all know probability versus possibility, one of my hashtags. It's a 50-50 possibility there. I can't lean one way or another because we won't know until next week. But what we do know, he will be able to test the market. Kind of went through this last year with Carlton Davis. He was a free agent. He tested the market. He thought he was worth more than what he was getting. He thought he was an $18 million cornerback, and he's not even close to that. He got a 3-year, $45 million deal. The Bucs said, "This is what we can give you." He said, "Well, let me test the market." And I'm pretty sure the Bucs probably told Lavonte David, "Look, we wanted to keep you." In my opinion, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure they told him, "We would like to keep you, but just explore your options." And when a business tell you that, that's a sign to let you know, like, we might not have the money to keep you. Because now, if Lavonte was like 27, then of course, you know what I'm saying. But him at 33, he ain't part of the future. In Lavonte Davis' case, that's more of a going to a contender type player now. what is the benefits of coming back to the Bucs? So we got to talk about both sides. Coming back to the Bucs, that's just more of a I want to finish my career with the Bucs regardless. Now, if you want to look at from a success, wanting to win and contend, he shouldn't stay with the Bucs. If he's trying to win, get in the playoffs and be on a team that's going to win a lot of games that it's going to go somewhere, because we don't know where the Bucs going to be at, but we do know up until this point, they're not even close. That's what we do know. Regardless of how you try to spin it about Dave Canales, about Todd Bowles, about Kyle Trask, or whoever's going to be the quarterback, you can spark all these rumors up and all the Bucs got to drive all these starters. Look, the reality is the Bucs are not even close at the top of the NFC. They're not close. That is an opinion. That is being subjective, but there's logic behind that too. It's not all subjective. It's not all opinion based, because, hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Because if your eyes tell you that the Bucs are contenders, then I'm gonna need you to come here and explain it to me, and I'll be more than willing to listen to all your points, helping me understand what makes you think the Bucs are contenders in 2023 at this point. Now, we don't know how it's going to work in the free agency and the draft, but at this point, if you think the Bucs are contenders, then we need to have a conversation. And I want to hear you out first. Then I'll give you my spiel on why I don't think the Bucs are contenders. Now, remember the goal is to be successful. Can the Bucs be successful? Sure. They got to make the right moves and make tough decisions, which comes down to decisions like this. Chop Beats 215. Thank you for the $5 super chat. The locker room could be open today, folks. We got to hit a threshold. The locker room could be open today. You got to hit a certain threshold today. I'm not going to tell you what the number is. I'll let you know when, it's not going to be an outrageous number, but the threshold got to be met today if you want the locker room open. We started out at $5 today, so that's good. Keep it coming. The locker room will be open, and I can hear from some of you, ladies and gentlemen, out there. Missed a little bit, but do we clean house for picks and get younger, or try to bring Devin White back? I'm gonna address that directly. That's what super chats get your questions addressed directly. Whatever question you have, if you ask it via super chat, I will answer it directly. Now, in the chat room, I'm not going to do that. Every now and then I might catch something, but the only ones that really get my attention is super chats, Cash App, super thanks, stuff like that. So, okay, you got to practice, Sheldon. Hey, so when you leave, next time just put your finger up. You ain't even got to type that next time. Just do the little walking emote with the finger, and I know you're leaving. If you're leaving, walk emote with the finger pointing up. I mean, you're walking out, going down the aisle like this, So, but have fun at practice, man. So in the Bucs situation, you would stay with Devin White at this current situation, because you don't want to be down 2 linebackers, right? You don't. So we know Devin White is going to play in 2023. He's not going anywhere, at least until November. What's up, Bucs for Life? Brant, what's up? So in this situation, you let Lavonte David, go, and then you bring Devin White's going to play this year, right? And you might want to probably pick a linebacker right now. And I'm going to give y'all the Bucs situation, if I can get it up here. So the Bucs have picked 19, 51, 83, 156, 176, 182, 197, 233, and 254. So they got a first round, second round, a third round pick. They got 2 fifth round picks, and they got 2 6th round picks, and they got 2 7th round picks. So, Andy Weasley, what's up, man? So in this case, Chop Beats 215. The way the Bucs are sitting right now with contract extensions coming up for Antoine Winfield Jr. and Tristan Wirfs, the smart teams will plan ahead. The Bucs right now need to be playing chess. You don't want the Bucs to be chasing something that's not there. Look, if you want to win the NFC South, that's great. But the goal is to win Super Bowl, right? And be competitive year in and year out. Because as Bucs fans, we know the Bucs have never been competitive for a long stretch of a period of time every year. Now, these last, prior to 2022, 2020, and 2021, the Bucs were competitive, it's that. Now, last year, it was a drop-off. Multitude of things, multiple variables. But in this situation, you kind of want to prepare for the future. I can care less of what Jason Light say and Todd Bowles and Dave cannot prepare for the future. It is plain and simple. This situation the Bucs are in is not rocket science. And the Bucs are about $47 million over the cap right now. This is not rocket science. Currently, $47 million, according to salary cap, over the cap. So, and to answer to address what you asking me, you just get younger. You just get younger and prepare for the future. Get you a couple of starters this draft. You got 2 5th rounds. You got 2 6th rounds. Maybe you can pair a 5th round and 6th round pick and go back into the 4th round. There's a lot of talent here. So, in a perfect world, chop beats, you want them to go younger. Now, as far as clean house, got to be careful with that term, clean house. Clean house, that means you just wiping the slate clean. Now, if that's what you're asking me, that's a dangerous move. And the Bucs are not horrible. They're not really, really good. They're in the hamster wheel in the middle of the pack. And that's not even really being, and I'm not even saying that with confidence, because we don't know what's going to happen at quarterback. I'm just telling you this as of right now. As of right now, they're more towards the bottom of the middle pack. So you got 32 teams, right? The Bucs are at the bottom of tier 3, top tier 4. So you had to put it in tiers, right? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, right? The Bucs are bottom tier 3, top of tier 4 at this current state, just in my opinion. Just looking at it right now as it is, no free agency, no draft, no training camp. Just looking at it just right now, just with the facts in front of us. Salary cap situation, quarterback situation, first-year OC who's never called plays, who hasn't called plays since high school, questionable head coach, GM off and on with his draft picks. Bottom tier 3, top tier 4. Bottom tier 3, top of tier 4 type team. And that basically means that's that 5 to 7 wins. You're in the hamster wheel. But if the Bucs make the right moves this draft, that can go up to the mid tier 3, upper tier 3, bottom tier 2 type team. But the Bucs, it all depends on what the Bucs do. Bringing Devin White back will only be beneficial for the Bucs for this season. Now, if he has a boring season, if he doesn't play well, then trade deadline, you get something for him. 3rd round, 4th round pick. And focus on 2024, where you got a lot of quarterbacks there. That means if you're having a bad season, that means the quarterback situation is just not good. And a betting man, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't put my money on the Bucs on the over under 8. I wouldn't put my money on Bucs over 8 wins. I would put my money on the Bucs under 8 wins. As of right now, as a smart betting man, I will put my money on the under 8 wins. Based on what I know. So clean house, that means you just Shaq Mason, Lavonte David. You figure out the Russell Gage situation. Is it beneficial to eat it now and reboot? What's the point of restructuring Chris Godwin contract and giving Mike Evans an extension? You know what I'm saying? Because a clean house means you don't sign nobody back. Them 23 free agents, you let them all walk, including Lavonte David. You just take the hit now, because what you don't want the Bucs to do in this situation is act like they're trying to still win when we all know the reality of the situation. You can't fool us smart fans out here. And look, the Bucs can be under the cap situation just by restructuring some contracts and making some extensions without, But the problem is that'll get them under the cap, but you still got to sign the draft class. And then how active can you be in the free agency market? You can't sign no big names. Ain't no big names coming here. Y'all know that. No big names coming here. Do you understand that part? There is no quarterback here that's going to draw good free agent names. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. And the Bucs ain't got the money. It's going to be challenging. Think about this. 23 free agents. Matter of fact, skip that. Just getting under the cap before you sign your free agents. You got to get under the cap first before you even sign your guys. Think about that. So the Bucs got to make these tough decisions and then look at the roster and say, okay, Lavonte David, a priority, right? You got to let him test the market. Luckily, we got Devin White, but that ain't saying much. Chop Beats with another super chat, $2 super chat. Always good to hear from you. Need you in the office for real. Look, if I was to be in the office, they wouldn't like me. I'm too. I can do good business, but I think it'll be my tone. My tone is too. You know what I'm saying? they wouldn't like my tone, even though I'm making sense. My tone like scare people away. I'm just too raw and cut. But I know how to talk business. I can talk business. But I just want to be a scout. Part of the scout team. That's it. But I don't have no accolades to be on the scout team. I can work my way up that front office, right? Hey. But the Lavonte David situation. There's a 50-50 chance. I'm gonna say this. Just be prepared for him not to be coming back for the Bucs. Just be prepared. A John Lynch situation, Warren Sapp situation. Just be prepared. Be prepared. Loved by so many Bucs fans, but if he don't finish his career with the Bucs, don't be surprised. Now, he coming back, sign a one-day contract, sure, but obviously he can still play. But the problem is his market value is about almost $10 million, and the Bucs can't afford that. The bill is due, folks. The roster adjustments they made for one player, it bit him in the butt in the future. Look, the future going to always be in front of you. No matter if you're trying to win now and all, the Rams are in a similar situation. No, I haven't seen the new Creed. Hashtag facts over feelings. Think about this for a second, folks. You can tell yourself the Bucs will never let him go. He will retire a Buck. What happens if he don't retire? What happens if he don't come back this season? So all the stuff you've been telling yourself and convincing yourself, thinking that you know what's going on, they're not going to let Lavonte David walk, and Lavonte David will be testing the free agent market. Oh, they're going to sign him to a contract. Well, before they even do that, they got to get under the cap. They got to get under the cap. You can't sign Lavonte David now. It's too close to the free agency. And with that situation, you can sign Lavonte, but you got to wait till free agency. But the situation at hand, it doesn't make any sense. The only way that the Bucs can sign Lavonte David is you got to get under the cap. And you got to make sure you got money to sign your draft picks. And that's before you even get to the guys that you can sign. And then once you get to that point, then you got to look at Lavonte, Jamel Dean, Murphy Bunton, Mike Edwards, and prioritize who is a part of the future. Well, Lavonte David ain't part of the future. Now, Jamel Dean and Murphy Bunton and Mike Edwards, yeah, they can be a part of the future, but you most likely ain't not going to be able to afford Jamel Dean. He's going to command a market. You're not going to play Carlton Davis the money you pay and Jamel Dean. You're not going to tie up money in two cornerbacks. That is a bad decision. And I don't think Jason Light at this point going to do that. So I think we can Jamel Dean out, even though it hasn't happened yet. But it's hard fetched for me to see a scenario that they give Jamel Dean $18 million, 17, and they just gave Carlton Davis a big contract. That won't end well for the Bucs because you got Tristan Wirfs and Winfield Jr. extensions coming up. You can't do that. So more than likely, the possibility and the probability that Jamel Dean will not be back on this team is pretty high. Now, I'm just ranking them as priority. Jamel Dean is more of a priority than Lavonte David. But you can cross Jamel Dean out because the probability and the possibility of paying him his money and being able to stay under the cap and have comfortable room, it's not a great deal. Exclusive Garvey, what's up? Grislow. The next priority is Lavonte David. Here you got a situation with Devin White. Still got question marks with Devin White. But at least he's under contract. That $11 million, that is a $11 million cap hit. Unless you give him an extension. Which I don't think the Bucs are so... They're not pressing to do that now. So in the Lavonte David situation, 33 years old. If you had a choice to pick, you're going to stay with Devin White. First of all, he's already under contract. So you know you have him for one more year. Hisuka. There it is. Thank you. Hisuka. Yeah. Hisuka. His dad is great. Like, and his grandpa. I love him. You're going to stick with Devin White because he's under contract for a year at $11 million. Now you can lighten his cap hit up and to get it down to about $2, $3, $4 million. But you got to give him a contract, and the Bucs are not in a hurry to give Devin White a contract. That it is Hisuka. The name was in my head. Gone and Hisuka. Oh, yeah. I can't even pronounce that name correctly. Kilua. Him too. I like Hunter X Hunter. I like it. I got a couple shirts, so anyway. But Hisuku and Kilua. What's his granddad name and his dad name? Them dudes are beasts. Jeez. Yeah. No, man, right? He made that dragon. It's like, yo. But it's just tough to see Lavonte David and Jamel Dean. Because, when you hit the market, and there are going to be needy teams out there with some space. You don't think a contender is going to look at Lavonte David and be like, yeah, yes, sir. What's happening, Lavonte? You trying to play a couple more years? Because I don't see us as of right now. It's hard for me to see a scenario where the Bucs give Lavonte David, $12, $13, $14 million. Or $9, $10 million. If Lavonte David willing to take $5, $6 million, maybe you can fit him under the cap, but it doesn't make sense to sign a 33-year-old linebacker to a sizable contract, a 2-year contract. How often do you see linebackers at 33 get a sizable contract? Especially if you're not a contender and you're trying to build for the future. Now, if the Bucs were a contender, then they would have figured it out. If they were a contender, the Bucs would have figured it out. Jason Light, John Spivak, they would have figured it out. They would have been like, all right, we'll make this happen. We'll move some money around. We'll extend Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, restructure his contract, extend Mike Evans, and we'll figure it out. But the Bucs are not contenders. So in a business sense, it will make plenty of sense for the Bucs to move on from Lavonte. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but that's not what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm just giving y'all from a business aspect. You let him go. From a business aspect, you let Lavonte David walk, or let him finish his career out somewhere else because you can't afford him. Now, if the two entities can come to an agreement, hometown discount, and the Bucs willing to give him $5-6 million, that's kind of an insult. I'm not gonna say kind of. It is an insult to say, well, Lavonte David will take a pay cut. Who says who? You? You want Lavonte David back on the team based on a pay cut? That's how you live life? That's how you would do business? Because if you think like that, I will never do business with you. I wouldn't want anybody to do business with you. Hometown discount. He loves the Bucs. He's gonna retire a Buck. Remember, don't take this personal. This is business talk. Business has no room for feelings. This is why a lot of y'all can't do business. I would like to see some of y'all interest rates on y'all cars and houses and loans, your APR on your credit card, your financial portfolio, your failed businesses, because you let your feelings get involved. So in Lavonte David's case, there's been plenty of Bucs fans today. Oh, the Bucs are not going to let Lavonte David go anywhere. And this was before, because remember, his name was brought up before this news came out. And before this news dropped today, Lavonte David's not going anywhere. He's not going to hit the free agent market. These are Bucs fans. He's like, Lavonte David's going to retire a Buck. He's never going to go anywhere. Him and Mike Evans. Oh, because you said so. So you the end all be all, the one above all, because what you say is how it's going to go. You're not even in the room. You're not even in the media to know what's going on. Even the Bucs media understand the situation. But here come the Bucs fan, the ones with a lot of emotions. He's not going anywhere. Says Tweetman 205007 with 3 followers. What? Because what you want is that's what the team gonna do. See, when you hear people talk like that, when you read what they type, that is straight off of feelings. Feelings, nothing but feelings. I've seen it all day today. Lavonte David's gonna retire a Buck. Sure he will. He definitely will retire as a Buck. We know that. But as far as if he's going to continue to play in the NFL at this point, the probability and the possibility of him not coming back to the team is over 50% at least. You have to keep that as an option. You don't want to be the fool convincing yourself that he's not going anywhere. And then if he doesn't come back, then what do you say? I be trying to warn y'all. Y'all put yourself in these situations where y'all just be running your mouth and don't realize the situation, how business work. You can't tell a player what to do. You can't tell a all this stuff is discussion topics, opinions, facts, subjective, logical. Listen, if I'm going to have a conversation, I want my conversation to be based on logic, business logic, especially when you talk about this subject. This subject has no room. I'm going to say this again. Salary cap has no room for feelings. I don't care. Salary cap don't care about how you feel. You better get under that cap. You better be cap compliant on March 15th. Period. So, he ain't signed no contract as of right now with the Bucs. Once again, the people that know more than us, he will be testing the market. He will be testing the market, folks. Now, whether he signs with another team or not, we don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to re-sign with the Bucs or he's going to sign with the Steelers or whatever. I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to be neutral about this. Because why? My feelings are not involved. I love Lavonte David. I got his jersey. But I also understand the reason why he will not be back. I understand if a team offer him a contract, we can't match that. If a team go out there and say, hey, Lavonte, here's a 3-year contract for $39 million, 27 guaranteed. And we'll lighten your cap hit up for the 2023 season. And then a roster bonus kicks in March 15th, 2024, if you own the roster. So if he plays well, he'll be on the roster. But they'll restructure a little bit, add some void years. So what are you going to do if a team gives him an offer sheet? I mean, he's an unrestricted free agent. He's not a restricted. He can do whatever he want to do. If it was me and how I think, if a team come at me with a 3-year, $27 million, $3 million, $30 million contract with 27 guaranteed or 25, whatever the case, 12, whatever, I'm taking. Especially if the team I played for 11 years say, the best we can do is 2-year, $14 million, $11 million guaranteed. Remember, companies have no loyalty to you. They can get rid of you at any point. You can put in 10 years, they'll get rid of you. Cost savings. It goes along with the NFL. In the real world, the people that's out here working for these companies, whether it's Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Johnson & Johnson, it doesn't matter. Clorox. They don't care how long you've been with the company. No company has loyalty to you. Please understand how that works. They can get rid of you at 5 years in, 10 years in. Cost savings. In the NFL case, this is a cost saving situation. The only thing that care about numbers is the salary cap. And who cares about the salary cap? The NFL. The NFLPA and the owners, they all agree to this stuff. This is a number you need to be under. But we got to sign Lavonte David. Can we? Once again, I repeat, I think you're not listening. Salary cap compliance. Do you understand what compliance means? Some of y'all come on. I'm not trying to. What does compliance mean? In simple terms, salary cap is put in place for these reasons because they don't want teams to get out of hand. Same baseball. Well, the salary cap can go up in 2024. So the freak what? We're talking about 2023. Who cares about 2024? In this conversation, we're talking about salary cap. We're not talking about the team structure and all that. We're just talking about numbers, money. The Bucs financially are not in a situation to sign Lavonte David, because if that was the case, they would have been signed him. What up, you wish? They would have been extended him, gave him a new deal. They can't do it. Now, in a funny world that the Bucs can play, I don't think they're going to play this role. From what the Bucs have been doing right now, they're not going to play this game. And that's called the push the money down the road, kick the can down the road, continuously like the Saints. The Saints are not set up for the future. And they're banking on the salary cap going up. But if the salary cap goes up, the players' demands go up. The Saints have gotten worse every year. Since Drew Brees left, they have gotten worse every year. It's going to continue. I don't want to be that team. It's tough, folks. At this point, do the opposite of what the Saints are doing. Look, the Bucs played that game for a little bit, and they see at the end, oh, we got to get under the cap. The Saints got to do this every year. They keep pushing money back, and it's only increasing the dead money. Do you see if the Saints let go of a few guys? I think they have a couple guys. If they get rid of pre-June, their dead cap hit is crazy. That means if you trade that player, you still got to pay. He's still in your books. I think Drew Brees is $11 million still in the books. Matter of fact, let me see. We're going to see right now. I think Drew Brees is $11 million still in the books for this year. I think this is last year, I think. Let me pull this up real quick. This is bad. All right, so let's see here. Is Drew Brees still on dead cap hit? Is he still on dead cap? Dead cap. I'm gonna see what the Saints dead cap look like. I think he's still. I think this is last year, $11 million. Contract terms, salary cap. All right, so let's see here. I think he might. I think this is last season. Yep. No. So this past season, last year was his last year of a cap dead money. So the Saints last year had to pay Drew Brees $11 million. So they free from Drew Brees $11 million. Like that last year was the last year that they had to pay Drew Brees. They paid him in 2021 $11 million, and they paid him in 2022. So this year they're free from Drew Brees. Yep. They're free from him. They're free. Free. But the Bucs don't want to be that. So right now the Saints got $5 million in dead cap. The Bucs have got $11 million in dead cap. If they would let these players go, the Julio Jones, the Julio Fulio, the Hakeem Hicks, the Ryan Suckup, dead cap. You got to pay $11 million. Dead cap counts towards your salary cap. The only thing that Saints can do is restructure. That's what they've been doing. Restructure or extend. Or pre or post June 1st cuts. That's all they can do. They still $25 million over the cap. Oh, by the way. So they still got to make some moves, folks. Jameis Winston, Michael Thomas, Andrews Pete. They got to make some moves. And hit on the draft. David Onyemata, Marcus Davenport. Just those moves alone will get the Saints under the cap. And that's not a lot of moves. It's just about 5-6 moves. So yeah, Onyemata, Davenport, Winston, Michael Thomas. Those 4 moves alone by itself will get them under the cap. So I'm just saying. They got some crazy dead cap hits though. Woo-wee. Marshawn Lattimore, if they was to let go Marshawn Lattimore right now, $43 million dead cap hit. Ryan Ramczyk, $39 million dead cap hit. If you let these players go right now, $26 million for Michael Thomas, $23 for Taysom Hill. 23 for Cameron Jordan, 20 for Demario Davis. All that money, they still owe them. If they was to trade that player or release that player right now, or release that player, that's what they'll owe these guys. Alvin Kamara, $19 million. Marcus May, 18. Eric McCoy, 17. Andrews Pete, 16. Tyrann Mathieu, 14. The Saints got some awful contracts. They got some awful contracts. They're going to be eating some dead at some point, 2024, 2025. They're going to be eating some dead money. They're going to be eating a lot of dead money because they think they are contenders. The Bucs can't think like that. The Saints contract situation is ugly. 2024, 2025. Oh, but boy. You don't want to be the Saints. I don't care what they tell you. Saints media, Saints fans. They dead cap situation the next few years is going to be ugly. Trust me. Oh, God. I'm looking at it right now. Ugly. Derek Carr, $52 million in 2024. Dead cap hit. They got some bad contracts. Just like the Bucs. The Bucs and Saints got some bad contracts. Awful contracts. It's not going to age well. The salary cap is going to go up. You still don't get it, don't you? Still don't get it, don't you? Still don't get it. So Lavonte David situation. So let me give you the Bucs dead cap hit situation. If they, Tom Brady's $34 million. $35 million. We know that for a fact. Chris Godwin, $35 million dead cap hit if they was to let Chris Godwin go. Mike Evans, $21 million dead cap hit. Shaq Barrett, $23 million cap hit. Carlton Davis, 15. These are dead cap hits. Vita, $22 million. Ryan Jensen, $19 million dead cap hit. Russell Gage, $9 million. Devin White, $11 million. Lavonte David, $6.8 million. But it's a void option there. So that this year is voided for Lavonte David. And Julio Jones has a voided year too, $3.4 million. But my point is the Bucs are not in a great situation. And that's not even counting Tristan Wirfs and Winfield Jr.'s extensions. And here's the restructured candidates, right? So let me give you the restructured candidates for the Bucs, in my opinion. The contracts, they can pretty much, do some restructuring, maybe an extension, right? Chris Godwin, he's a $23 million cap hit for this season. So what they're going to do is the roster bonus, sign-on bonus, take that down the road, but it's guaranteed. The money that he's supposed to get this year is going to be pushed back. It's not going to count against the cap, if that makes sense. Mike Evans, $23 million cap hit this year. That's a restructure. These are restructure candidates. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Shaq Barrett at $21 million cap hit at 30, coming off of ACL. That contract not going to age well, folks. I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again. Carlton Davis, $18 million cap hit. They're going to shift some of his money to 2024. Vita, $15 million. They're going to shift some of his money. That's a restructure there. Move some money around. Ryan Jensen, $15 million. Russell Gage at 12. Devin White at 11. Shaq Mason at 9. Leonard Fournette, $8 million, but we know they're getting rid of him. They're eating some of that dead cap. So let me give you the calculated market value for some of these guys on the Bucs. This is market value. And this is on Sport-A-Track. Brady market value is at $40 million. Tristan Wirfs is at 23. Mike Evans is at 23. Devin White is at 20. Donovan Smith is at 19. Jamel Dean is at 16. Antoine Winfield Jr. 14. Lavonte David at 9. First down. Yikes. Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. alone market value is about $40 million for both of those players. And the Bucs got to sign them. So I'm just giving y'all, the bigger picture here about the Lavonte David situation. Please don't be surprised he don't come back. You got guys that need contracts for the future. Draft picks that you got to pick up. And if you pick up any free agents, it's going to be bare bones, bottom of the barrel. And then hopefully 2024, the cap jump up enough where you can make some moves here and there. And that quarterback situation get figured out. Do not put your eggs in the Lavonte David coming back basket. Set those eggs to the side and put them in there when he's back on the team. But as of right now, I would not put no money on that situation. I'm not going to lose no money because the situation is it's not good. It's not good, folks. Not good. And here's the funny thing. You want to know the breakdown of our cap? 16% of the cap is at quarterback. 28% is at wide receiver. The highest percentage of our cap is at wide receiver. What? I'm just giving y'all a bigger picture here. How the Bucs structured the team. Retarded. Who structures a team like that? 28% of your cap is at receiver? Come on, Jason, man. Fam. Come on, man. Number one in the NFL. The percentage of the cap that goes to receiver is number one in the NFL. Come on, Tampa, man. John Spivak and Jason Light, man. Who told y'all to do that? Your promise is at O-line, D-line, and 28% of your cap is at receiver. I'm going to repeat that. 28% of the Bucs cap, 28.5% is at receiver. Great googly moogly. Y'all want to know something? Y'all want to know something else that's funny? Check this out. It gets worse, folks. So, the second highest percentage of the cap where the money's going at for where the Bucs money is sitting at, linebacker. 20% of the Bucs cap is at linebacker. That's third in the NFL. And Devin White counts for $11 million of that. Yeah. The Bucs tight end situation. 4.22% count towards the cap tight ends. That's 18th in the NFL. And the Bucs are weak at tight end, right? They're weak. One of the worst groups in the NFL, period. Cole Kev, Cade Otton. Nah, bro. They ain't scaring nobody. Oh, offensive line and defensive line. The trenches. Let's see what the percentage of the cap sits at with those two positions. This is Jason Light. Remember now, 28% goes towards the receivers. Forget the blockers and the pass rushers. Let's kind of give y'all foreshadowing here. But offensive lineman. 16.1% or 16.16% is towards the O-line of the cap. 16.1% is of that goes to the O-line of the cap. 16% of the cap going towards O-line. That's 21st in NFL. And where do the Bucs have problems at? You don't think we're going to draft a tackle or guard? You don't think? 16% of the cap is towards O-linemen. That's 21st in the NFL. So that means O-lineman wasn't even a big deal. Defensive lineman. He said Jason is goofy. I mean, he does some good things, but then you start breaking this stuff down, you be like, man, why do you set this up like this, man? Anyway, so defensive lineman, the other side of the trenches, right? 9%, 9.1% is towards the defensive lineman. That is 29th in the NFL. So for all you had questions about the Bucs O-line, D-line, and why they so weak there, not drafting well and not signing the right players. When you don't invest in your trenches, you get 2022 results. And you wonder why the Bucs got to draft pass rushers, edge rushers, and get a tackle or interior O-lineman. I'm going to repeat this, folks. 16% of the cap goes towards offensive linemen. That's 21st in the NFL. 9% of the cap goes towards the defensive lineman. You know, the areas that matter. Jason Light was like, who cares? We'll get by. Receivers, quarterback, linebacker. That's how we win. Say what? And for those of you that wanted Tom Brady to come back, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, just based on looking at the structure of the team, it was only going to get worse. Just the structure of the team. The structure of this team was only going to get worse. So kudos to Jason Light for realizing, okay, Donovan Smith, Leonard Fournette, Cameron Brate, you got to cut some of the fat off. You got to cut some of this dead weight off. You're old. Can't move on with that. And there will be more that they're not going to bring back. And this is where the tough decisions come in at. And I'm going to say this, just based on what Jason Light has been doing, I do have confidence that he's going to make those tough decisions, and it is what it is. You know, the Donovan Smith, the Leonard Fournette, the Cameron Brate, and of course Ryan Suckup eventually going to be a part of that situation too. And then the Lavonte David situation, it is what it is. Hold off on the Devin White situation because you're unsure about him. You want to see more from him. So that's a good thing that Jason Light has done. And then the Lavonte David situation, hey man, go ahead and test the market out. So he's doing the right things. He's making the right steps. Extend Mike Evans, lessen the cap hit for this year, right? $23 million. Extend him, right? Restructure Chris Godwin and Vita and Shaq. You know, restructure that. Those will be A+ moves for Jason Light. And then come next year, you deal with the Tristan Wirfs and the Winfield Jr. situation. You're probably gonna give Winfield Jr. a contract extension, and you're gonna probably pick up Tristan Wirfs' 5th-year option, in my opinion. Just give you some time to get that right. Secondary, the Bucs secondary. 11.5% goes towards the secondary. That is 26 in the NFL. The Bucs special teams. 3% of the cap goes towards special teams. That is 5th in the NFL. 5th. in the NFL with a weak leg kicker. Yeah, Ryan Succop got to go. Running back, 5% of the cap goes towards running back. That's 10th in the NFL. So the Bucs are top 10 at quarterback, running back, receiver, linebacker, and special teams. I'm going to repeat this. The Bucs are top 10 as far as percentage of cap where it sits at quarterback, running back, receiver, linebacker, and special teams. And they are in the 20s when it comes to O-line, D-line, and secondary. I think we kind of know where the Bucs is going to draft at this year. I'm literally giving y'all the layout. And this ties into the Lavonte David situation. Your linebacker situation is your percentage of, this is why, look, let's be honest, folks. Let's cut the crap. Lavonte David, man, the Bucs are third in the NFL when it comes to the amount of money spent at linebacker. And they got cap problems. So we're gonna pay Devin White $11 million this year because we picked up his 5th-year option, and then turn around and pay Lavonte David $9-10 million at 33 years old. So that means 2 linebackers are making $20 million or $21 million together, which will put you still in the top 5 at linebacker. And you have your position of needs are edge rusher and O-line. And secondary. Secondary, O-line, D-line. And your tight end situation is nothing to be clapping about. Well, Cade Otton's going to be good. Sure. He'll be serviceable. But there's tight ends. There's several tight ends in the draft I would take over Cade Otton right now. Or I would pair with Cade Otton. Because Cade Otton's not bad, but they need to address that too. The Bucs are. When you start laying out everything and you look at the Bucs situation, you be like, good God. It's bad, folks. Oh, if you want the full overview of it, offensively, the Bucs have spent 68% of the cap offensively. That's number 2 in the NFL. 68.79% of the cap goes towards offense. That's number 2 in the NFL. And you coming off an 8-9 season. That screams contracts didn't age well. Special teams. 3% of the cap goes towards special teams. 5th in the NFL. And your special teams wasn't even that good kicking wise. Field goal kicking, and extra points. Wasn't even that good. Defensively, 39% of your cap goes towards defense. That's 18th in the NFL. Where do the Bucs need help at? I just can't get over the fact that receiver makes up 28% of your cap. What in the hell is the Bucs? Boy, look at here. Oh, boy. See, folks, I'm always spreading something extra on this channel. A lot of y'all didn't know this. I didn't even know until I just happened to just start looking at it. $28% of your cap is towards receivers. What the entire coming off an 8-9 season? Ooh-wee. That ain't good, folks. ugly, folks. It's ugly. Ugly. Good God Almighty! I did not realize that. That's a lot of freaking money. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, folks. That is a lot of money towards receivers. I ain't much gonna hold y'all. Who's number 2? I think it's Miami. I think it's number 2. Let me see. Miami is number 4. My goodness, bro. Oh, Philly got to be number 2. Got to be. Or they're 22. Oh, wow. So who's number 2? The Rams, maybe? The Rams are number 3 at receiver as far as percentage at receiver. Woo. And both teams are in salary cap hell. Rams and the Bucs. Yikes. I think New Orleans is number 2. Oh, no, not New Orleans number 8. So the Rams and the Bucs, both teams are in salary cap hell, are number 1 and number 3 when it comes to money spent on receivers. You can get receivers in any round, folks. I mean, Kansas City at 25. Kansas City ranked 25th in the NFL when it comes to money spent on receiver. Patrick Mahomes still had over 5,000 yards and didn't have a dominant receiver. $25th in the NFL as far as money spent on receiver at 8.79%. Kansas City, like, we'll get receivers. Not worry about that. It's the system. 8%, and he still had 5,200 yards. Or to be exact, 5,250 yards. And MVP. And Super Bowl champion. And Super Bowl MVP. Bruh. Come on, Tampa. Do the right thing. Get your team get the team corrected. The Bucs, what it is, the Bucs need correction. Let's be real. The Bucs need correction. They really do. The Bucs need complete correction as far as how they built the roster. They need a correction. They need a correction for real. This is insane. Number 1 in the NFL as far as money spent on receiver. Ooh-wee. Bruh. Coming off an 8-9 season, that is not where you want to be at. So Charge, or is that the Chargers or the Rams? Okay. So the Chargers got to be number 2 then. Nope, they're not. Holy crap. Who number 2? I'm trying to find out. Is it Cleveland? Nope. Oh, Seattle. Seattle got to be number 2. What is it? Nope. Is it San Francisco? Somebody got to be number 2. No, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so the Bucs are in a bad, awkward position. I've been telling y'all this left and right, but I know y'all getting tired of me saying that, but they are in a awkward position. It's like, God, what do you do? Like, how do you get out of that situation? I think that's what the biggest thing the Bucs got to figure out. It's gonna be a journey. I'll tell you that much. I mean, like I said, some of this stuff is not going to end well for some of you fans out there of certain people. What up, Damien? What's up, man? It's just unfortunate, man. When you start looking at the Bucs salary cap situation, they need picks. They need starters. I mean, linebacker, cornerback, O-line, edge rusher, cornerback. They got multiple areas. I mean, multiple. It's crazy when you look at the team. It literally, it's crazy when you look at the team. You be like, damn, that's where y'all money going at? And Tom Brady eating up 15% of that. He's the highest cap hit. Shaq is at 9% of the cap. Vita's at 6. Shaq is at 9. Vita's at 6. Carter's at 8% of the cap. That's still no Tristan Wirfs and no Antoine Winfield Jr. extensions. The Bucs got to figure this out. They gotta reset this cap situation. See, I don't like that Shaq Barrett contract. That Shaq Barrett contract is not going to age well. I'm going to tell you that again, folks. It's not going to age well. Ryan Jensen's 32, by the way, making $15 million a year. They need to look towards the future, big time. These next two drafts, they really got to hit it. They really got to hit it for real. That receiver situation, they're going to figure that out. That you know what's so crazy? That Russell Gage contract, it just makes things uglier. The production that we got out of Russell Gage is he counts at 5% of the cap, but they could have probably put that money somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? O-line deal. You know, just high insight. $12 million when you already got two receivers making over 20. Payday 39. Folks, the Bucs got work to do. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, so the Bucs already restructured or converted Shaq's contract. $14 million of that they converted $14.88 million to a signing bonus. And they cleared up $11 million in cap space last year. He signed a 4-year, $68 million contract. My goodness, that contract is not going to age well, folks. Yee. Think about this, folks. This year at 31, his cap hit is $21 million. In 2024, at 32 years old, his cap hit is going to be $23 million. There's some void years in 2025 and 2026. But 2023 and 2024, now they can get out of the contract next year. See, I told you how this works. The Bucs can get out of that Shaq Barrett contract next year. He'll be 32 years old in 2024. They can get out of that contract. There's an out in 2024. But the dead cap hit is $16 million. So they'll save $7 million. Let me dive into this contract. This Shaq Barrett contract. I want to dive into this Shaq Barrett contract. I don't like it. I don't like the Shaq Barrett contract. So let's look at the 2024 situation. Yeah, they can get out of it. They can get out of that contract. But the dead cap hit is $16 million. That's next year. Russell Gage dead cap hit is $2.1 million. So what I tell y'all, they can get out of that Russell Gage contract next year. Shaq Barrett and Russell Gage, get out of those contracts. Get out of them. He's a $12 million cap hit next year, but only a dead cap hit of $2 million. Shaq Barrett is $23 million cap hit, but they can get out and they can take that $16 million cap hit, save $7 million. I don't like that Shaq Barrett contract. Ooh wee. That cap is disgusting. Shaq Barrett, oof, I ain't was gonna hold y'all on that. I do not like that contract at all. So in 2024, yeah. So if they do a pre-June 1st cut for Shaq Barrett, that's $16 million dead cap, $7 million in cap savings. Now they do a post June 1st. Oh, so post June 1st, it'll be a $6 million cap hit and a cap savings of $17 million post June 1st next year for Shaq Barrett. Deuces. Deuces. The Bucs, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The Bucs, as of right now, will be scheduled to have $88 million in cap space. $88 million. If the Bucs, I told you, if the Bucs play this right with the draft picks this year, next year, I'm trying to tell y'all, pay attention, folks. I'm giving y'all some gems. I'm laying it out for y'all. If the Bucs get this draft right, and they get the 2024 draft right, and they'll have cap space, they can make some things work. Just being optimistic a little bit, right? $88 million in cap space. They can make some things work, folks. You know what's so crazy? Let me help y'all out for 2024. I'm a forward thinker, but I'm gonna give y'all the insight on this. This is post June 1st next year in 2024. If they walk away from Chris Godwin, $20 million. They'll save $20 million. $3 million dead cap hit. They can save $20 million if they walk away from Chris Godwin. I'm just giving y'all numbers. Mike Evans, $4.8 million dead cap hit, and they'll save $7.3 million. Shaq Barrett, dead cap hit, 6.6. They'll save $17 million. Carlton Davis, walk away from Carlton Davis contract. Dead cap hit 3.3, save $14.5 million. As of right now. Vita, $2.7 million cap hit, save $16 million. Ryan Jansen, $2.5 million cap hit. Or dead cap, or dead money. I'm sorry, dead money. Save $12.5 million. Russell Gage, dead cap, or dead money. $2.1 million. Save $10 million. Folks, if the Bucs play this right, they can have some money. And they got nothing but after that, it's nothing but cheap contracts. If they get the draft right these next 2 years, with about 6 starters, 3 this draft and 3 next draft. Oh man, and they all 6 of them good. Oh man, with the cap space, what we doing here? You can't beat that, folks. You can't beat that. But it all depends on Jason Light. This, I told y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all again. This draft is important. Next year draft, important. All caps. You got to hit 6 starters at minimal. At minimal. Because you got holes to fill. Evans getting old. Devin White, question mark. Lavonte David situation. The secondary situation. The O-line situation. Interior and left tackle. Pass rushers. Edge rusher and 5 technique. D lineman. You got to get 6 guys in the next 2 years that can contribute right away. We don't need no more Luke Gedekes. We don't need no Logan Halls. We don't need no Tryons. We don't need no just a guy. No Cal Trask type picks. I'm going to say this again, folks. We don't need those type of picks. We need guys to come in here and play right away. Can't afford to wait on people. So, yeah, Lavonte David situation, man. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how many channels talk about this stuff. I mean, there's channels that talk about it. I'm just saying, just to kind of just break this down and so you can see the cap situation. It's a pretty unique situation. If the Bucs restructure Chris Godwin's contract, they'll save a cap savings of $14 million just by restructuring his contract. They'll save $14 million in 2023 cap, just Chris Godwin alone. And if they extend Mike Evans, they'll save $10 million. So that's $24 million between Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. If they restructure Shaq Barrett again, but it didn't. No, I'm gonna leave that one like that. Restructure Carlton Davis, they'll save $6 million. Restructure Vita's, restructure Vita, they'll save $8 million. 6 starters in 2 years. Yeah, not 6 starters this draft. In 2 years, 2023 and 2024, the Bucs need at least 6 starters, like on rookie contracts. If they restructure Ryan Jansen's contract, they'll save $8 million. If they restructure Gage's contract, they'll save $4 million. If there was an extend Devin White, they'll save $8.5 million. If they was to extend Shaq Mason, they'll save $5 million. Cameron Brate, Ryan Suckup, pre-June 1st cuts. That still ain't enough. I'm still over the cap. I'm still $40 million over the cap. Just by doing that. That's what restructures. Oh, let me. That's my goodness. So I did all that and I'm still $40 million over the cap. All right, let's restructure Shaq Barrett contract. That'll save us $9 million. I'm still over the cap though. How is this possible? So I really gotta hold on. So I'm really gonna restructure this, man. Hold on. I'm gonna restructure. I'm gonna get the base salary down to but if I restructured, I saved $14 million on Chris Godwin. This numbers get crazy, man. These numbers get crazy. Let me see. So if I change, okay, I see now. I got it. Base salary. So okay, so you got to tamper with the base salary. I like math. So here's the thing about restructures. It's about the base salary for 2023. So the base salary for Chris Godwin, for restructuring Chris Godwin's contract, I'll save $14 million, but the base salary will still be $20 million. Unless I go in there and change the base salary and knock it down to about 10, that's how they save money. It's not a pay cut. You got prorated bonuses and stuff like that. But if you change the base salary for 2023, I knocked it down to $10 million. Not 18, but $10 million. Base salary, $10 million for Chris Godwin. That'll put me at $32 million over the cap. If I change Mike Evans' base salary, well, this cap stuff is crazy. I like it, though. I like it, though. I'm not gonna. If I change Mike Evans' base salary down to $7 million, now we're down to $26 million cap space. So I'm doing some math here, folks. I'm just giving my math, right? Shaq Barrett restructure. Base salary, knock his base salary down to about $8 million. I'm using whole numbers, by the way, make it easier. Now I'm down to $19 million over the cap. See how I'm getting it down? Just by punching in numbers. Base salary is the key, folks. Base salary is the key. Now, I'm not a salary cap guy, but I kind of understand just by doing this, playing with the base salary money. So I'm $19 million over the cap right now with restructures and extensions, right, of our biggest contracts. Let me do Vita. I'm gonna change his base salary from $12.5 million, I'm gonna knock his base salary down to half of that. I'm gonna knock it down to 6.5. Now we're $14 million over the cap. We getting there, folks. I'm gonna restructure Carlton Davis' contract. I'm gonna knock his salary down to about $5 million. His base salary, 5.5. The objective is the base salary, man. $11 million over the cap. I'm going, and y'all might not like this, but I'm gonna restructure Russell Gage's contract. Base salary is $10 million. I'm gonna give his base salary down to $3 million. So that'll put us at $9 million over the cap. $9.9 million. So we almost there, folks. We almost there. How about we give Devin White a contract extension? So give me some numbers, folks. What would you give Devin White contract? How many years? I'll punch these numbers in. How many years? His base salary is at $11 million. Now you want to lighten the cap hit up for 2023. So you want to push that money back a little bit. So give me the years of Devin White contract. 3 or 4 years. Kimberly, I know what it is, Kimberly. It's just pushing money. When people say they taking pay cuts, it's not a pay cut. They just moving money around. They just the sign-on bonus, the roster bonus, they just shifting it to other years, but you still got to pay it. The owners just the problem. The thing about salary cap is come out the owner's pocket. They pay you when they want to pay you. They ain't got to pay you this year. They still owe you the money, but they ain't got to pay you the money right away. That money is guaranteed. It's coming. It's a sign-on bonus, it's a roster bonus. By March 15th, whatever the case may be. It's not a pay cut. You can free up money just like that. I'm literally showing y'all freeing up money with the Bucs contracts. I'm at $9 million over the cap. So what we doing? Who said pay cut? That's not. Why do people say that? It's not a pay cut. When you read contracts, the basic contracts, read the guarantee money. Don't read the totality of the contract. I had to learn that years ago. I don't care about the total amount of contract. I care about the guarantee money. How much of that contract is guaranteed? You know what guarantee means? That means you're going to get it regardless. Now, some of that can be written in as far as injuries, right? Money's guaranteed, injury, non-injury, or injury related, or it's the contract is guaranteed if you get injured. See what I'm saying? So let's do Devin White contract. How many years? What, a 3-year extension? 3 years, 60 million, 35 guaranteed. Let's do that. All right. The base salary for 2023 will make that like. So we're $9 million over the cap, 9.9. So if we do Devin White, 3 years, $60 million, 35 million guaranteed. Let's do that. So we're gonna do a prorated bonus. So what the guaranteed salary is going to be what 35 million. So we're going to split that up in 3 years. So we're going to do 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. His base salary, we're going to make, matter of fact, we might have to change the base salary too. I like math, so this is intriguing to me. We'll make his base salary $4.5 million. So the cap hit is only $4.5 million. Are we going to add any void years? We'll do the base salary. 10 million each year. We're gonna keep this simple. So I'm still missing some. Okay, so we'll go up to 17 then. We'll give him 17 million a year. So at 35, so we had what 27, 31. So we missing. So we'll do 14. Yeah, so there we go. So his base salary will be $4.5 million. I'm not gonna do no prorated bonuses, nothing like that. But we got guaranteed salaries, stuff like that. So let's try this. So now doing a 3-year, $60 million, 35 million guaranteed. The Bucs are at $2.7 million over the cap. We still got another restructure to do. Matter of fact, we can lighten up. Matter of fact, let's do Shaq Mason. That'll put us under the cap. And I'm gonna give you the whole breakdown of the whole scheme here. Let's do Shaq Mason. His base salary is at $7.5 million. He got prorated bonuses, but I'm gonna keep everything simple. We're gonna reduce his base salary down to $2.5 million. We'll stretch it out. So the cap number will be $4 million, $4.5 million. And we'll give him $5 million next year. It's like a 2-year extension, basically. We'll do a 2-year extension. Oh, we under the cap. We are under the cap. I did it. I did it. The Bucs are $2 million, $2.2 million under the cap. I had to do a little bit of math here, but generic math, not no prorated bonuses, but kept everything simple. I got it. That's without Ryan Jensen's restructure. No Ryan Jensen restructure. But here's the catch. So let me give y'all the breakdown. To get under the salary cap, here on Buckles Locker, this is what I did. Godwin, restructure. Evans, extension. Barrett, restructure. Carlton Davis, restructure. Vita, restructure. Gage, restructure. Devin White, extension. Shaq, extension. We good. Now, we still need money to sign the rookies. It's probably about $6-7 million, but just to get under the cap. Remember, this is no Ryan Jensen restructure. No Ryan Jensen restructure. So what should I do with Ryan Jensen contract? His base salary for this year is $12.5 million. He has a $15 million cap hit. He has a $12 million base salary, $2.5 million prorated bonus. We can move that prorated bonus to next year and give him his guarantee. Give him his money next year. Give him like $1.1 million. Should I do that? All right, let's do Ryan Jensen contract. We're going to take his base salary. We're going to restructure. We're going to take his base salary and we're going to reduce it down to like $3 million. We'll do 3.3. We only got $4 million. Oh, under the cap. So we might. Okay, Ryan Jensen, we're going to have to play with you a little bit more, buddy. That ain't enough. We're going to have to reduce that down to 1.1. Let's try that. That ain't enough. Man, that ain't enough. I don't want to do an extension with Ryan Jensen. I just want to do a restructure. I'm gonna knock his base salary down to $1 million just to see what happens. $3 million over the $3 million under the cap. That's still not enough. Now, mind you, that's not signing none of our free agents. That's not signing Lavonte David, Jamel Dean, Murphy Bunton, Mike Edwards. That's just straight up. That's just straight up restructures and extensions. See, folks, that's all I'm trying to tell y'all about the Lavonte David situation. Don't get your hopes up. And I'm not a cap guy, but I'm just doing basic whole numbers. I'm not doing no prorated bonuses and all this extra stuff that they be doing with these contracts. This is basic contract 101. Adjusting the base salary, pushing some money back in 2024 and 2025. You see how complicated this can get, folks? This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, Lavonte David situation, it is what it is. Now, mind you, this is with no Brady, no Fournette, no David, no Brate, no Ryan Suckup. And nobody being signed. Now, mind you, if I try to sign Jamel Dean, we'll be over the cap. So the chances of my Lavonte David coming back, nah, I don't know, man. And I did basic level extensions and restructures. So all our top contracts, I did something to them, and we still only $3 million under the cap. I reduced the base salaries. I changed the cap hit. You know what? Let me do Mike Evans again. Let me change this. My bad. I messed up on Mike Evans' contract. My bad. Let me fix him. Let me fix Mike Evans' contract. I'm gonna take his prorated bonus and I'm gonna move it around. That's the problem. I see the problem. I gotta change his base salary. I'm gonna knock his base salary down to $5 million. Now we $5 million under the cap. So I changed Mike Evans' base salary to $5 million. His cap hit is $15 million. Now I can I can get really nasty with this contract. I can really get it down to I can get his cap number down to under $10 million. Let me do that with Mike Evans' contract. Let me do that to Mike Evans' contract. I'm gonna give his base salary $2.1 million. I'm gonna take his prorated bonus. I'm gonna move $5 million of that to 2024. There we go. So I got the Bucs at $7.9 million under the cap. And I can play with Chris Godwin contract too. And Mike Evans' cap hit for this year will be $12 million. Chris Godwin will have I can play with Chris Godwin numbers too. So basically, it's going to come down to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea, Carlton Davis contracts. To be honest with you, but just I added in some other contracts in there, but the main ones, the big ones. So Godwin's a $15 million cap hit. Evans is a $12 million. Shaq is $15 million. I can play with Shaq. I can get the Bucs. I can literally get the Bucs under about $15 million under the cap. I can do it. I can do it. I like this. But there you have it, folks. But they got $19 million in dead money, though. That's with $19 million in dead money. $19 million in dead money. That's with $19 million in dead money. Donovan Smith, Hakeem Hicks, Julio Jones, William Golson, Jalen Darden, Tyler Johnson, Andre Anthony, Grant Stewart, Kyler McMichael, Devin Tompkins, Nolan Turner. They ain't making no. I'm not going to mention those contracts. They're small. $19 million in dead money. And I still got the Bucs with basic contract restructures and extensions at basically $8 million under the cap. And I can do a little bit more to give us some room to sign some free agents. But there you have it, folks. Now, the other part of this video, I want to let y'all know, this Saturday, I am doing my first mock draft. That's dead money. They owe him debt. That's dead money. Dead money. So, I'm doing my first mock draft this Saturday afternoon, probably 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, my time, 3 o'clock your time, or 2 o'clock your time, 1 o'clock my time. But you know what? Also, before I say that, by doing that, just by saving the Bucs all that money for salary cap, $8 million in salary cap this season, just by my math, in 2024, the Bucs will have $69 million to spend. In 2025, the Bucs will have $205 million to spend. In 2026, the Bucs will have $269 to spend. Now, that's just me putting my numbers in. But I did save the Bucs some money. I'm just saying. 2024, $69 million to spend if they shift some money to 2024. I did it. But anyway, I am doing my mock draft. I am doing my mock draft. I am doing my mock draft. This cap stuff can get very complicated, folks. Please understand that Lavonte David situation is going to be hard for the Bucs to sign him and the rookies and be a little active in free agency. For the money that he's going to probably require, do not get your hopes up for the Lavonte David. But anyway, I am doing a mock draft this Saturday afternoon between 1 and 2, 2 and 3 your time, somewhere up there. This is post combine, and you're gonna see it live right here. I'm gonna do a simulator, and when it gets to the Bucs, we're gonna stop and see who on the board, and we're gonna pick. Well, I'm gonna pick, not we. I'm gonna pick according to what the Bucs need. O-line, D-line. Y'all know me. Post combine mock draft. That'll be one of 3 mock drafts I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna do one after free agency too. And then I'm gonna do one the day before the draft. So that's 3 mock drafts, folks. Woohoo! Anyway, shouts out to all the Positive C bandits. Thank y'all for joining. I got the Bucs under the salary cap. $8 million. Restructures, extensions. But unfortunately, I can't sign nobody. I can, but I have to shrink the base salary down, or shrink the cap number down to $1.1 million and guarantee the money in other years. Push the money down the road. I can knock the cap number down to $1 million, but I still got to pay them that money in 2024, and I can spread it out in 2024 and 2025. If I do extensions and restructures, you just push the money backwards, but that money's still there. Numbers game, folks. Numbers game. John Spivak, Jason Light, that's what they do. I literally just did a spec what they do. Can you imagine sitting in the room with your minions and your lieutenants, whatever, and y'all just going over the numbers? You be like, this is hard, folks. And I did this with whole numbers. I didn't do this with all the extra stuff, the prorated bonuses, the sign-on bonuses. I just did it straight up regular whole numbers, shifting money back to 2024 and 2025, whole numbers. And my main objective was to get the cap number down, not the guaranteed salary or the prorated bonuses and all that stuff like that. Just get the cap number down. That was my goal. Now, if I want to get into details, we'll be here all night trying to say, okay, guaranteed salary. Okay, if I want to shrink that cap number down for Chris Godwin from $15 million, I can shrink it down. I can shrink that $15 million cap number down to $5 million. I'll take the $10 million that I from that $15 million, and I'll take that $10 million and I'll spread that out in void years because it's guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I'm not gonna do that. That's too complicated for you, and for me too. I'll be all night. But shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank y'all for joining. With that being said, folks, Lavonte David, be real with yourself. Do not be surprised the Bucs be like, we can't do nothing for you. With that being said, fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag stay humble. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Hashtag why? Hashtag fire the cannons. Hashtag walk the plank. Who's walking the plank? Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag what is this? What is this? Hashtag salary cap is a mess. Hashtag what's next? Hashtag Jason Light, don't mess this up. Hashtag retool, rebuild, or reload. Hashtag bus. Hashtag phase 2. Hashtag right. Don't get mad at me. I didn't make the salary cap like this. I don't play the game. I don't do the salary cap. I just talk about it. Don't get mad at me, folks. I didn't do this. I didn't set the team up like this. I didn't do it. I'm just showing y'all how the team look. How these contracts set up. It's ugly. But we're not the only team. Look at this. Can you imagine the Saints contracts with the dead money now? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll see y'all Saturday. Be ready for this mock draft because I'm picking my picks. Don't tell me what to pick. I'm picking what I want to pick. I'll see y'all Saturday.